Welcome, welcome. Even though this video is about Reiki, I want to start it with something that Mahatma Gandhi said, and I really love it. Happiness is when you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. And that is what Reiki can support you with. I'm Chantal, I'm a Reiki master, Akashic Record reader, and psychotherapist here at Unfold Your Freedom. Reiki is the most beautiful practice you can bring into your life. It is gentle, it is kind, it is pure love, and it supports you body, mind, and soul. In fact, supports, yes, every part, and your heart. That's the other part I'd like to say. Reiki is basically universal energy. We're all made up of energy. We all exchange energy. Some of our energies are lighter, some energies are denser, but everything is energy. It's how we interact. But in this busy world, and I'm going to dare say a Western world, we are so busy in the mind. We're so busy doing, rushing. It's all about materialism, logic, that we actually no longer know how to tune into our bodies, into that innate wisdom, into the wisdom of the universe, nature, everything around us. Very, very powerful when you do so. It really does. I will say this. It really does change your life. It is absolutely exquisite. And what it does, it can actually support you in healing, self-healing. Now, there will be people, and I've seen others make comments on other channels and around. People believe that it's woo-woo, it doesn't exist, it's not real, how should you charge? I just want you to be able to sit here and listen with an open heart. Does it feel right for you? I've been working with Reiki for over 30 years. My mother got us started. It had only just been in Australia for 2 years, and I'm here in Perth, Western Australia. So it was very new at the time. But I just knew when Mum started, I needed to do this. It was just something I wanted to bring into my life. It was just felt right. It was so powerful and gentle. And I'd been in a turbulent life from my childhood, and I traveled a lot, and I had just a lot of things going on for me. And this just felt a really beautiful and easy way to be able to support myself. And then eventually, when I became a Reiki 2 practitioner, then I could actually work long distance as well. So when you start, you actually learn how to support yourself, put your hands on yourself. So everything's about hands-on in the Reiki one. Hands on yourself, hands on clients. So you can become a Reiki practitioner straight away and support others. You can support animals. You can support just all sorts of things. I love doing Reiki. I might do a symbol on my cards. I might do it with my crystals. I use my symbols to cleanse those. I can send people Reiki. That's Reiki 2, long distance. But there's also a process around this. So what I have found with all my years of practice, because it is universal energy, so it comes from the universe and connects with the energy, the chi, as they say. And the purpose is, what I found over years, is actually to support you, to balance you and harmonize your body, mind, and soul. It is benign, and you can use it in all aspects of your life. It doesn't replace medicine. It doesn't replace going to the GP if you've got some issues. But I know it's enhanced my healing. Particularly when I was going through a traumatic time after a car accident, triggered into PTSD. Now, what was interesting there, before I go on with that, I found for the first couple of years when I was so traumatized, I couldn't use any of my sacred toolkit. That's tapping, meditation, Reiki, crystals, chakras. It was all too much. I actually was blowing my mind. So I found out later, I instinctively knew this. I instinctively knew how to support myself. Then I could bring them back in. And then that really supported me in healing at another level, coming back into my inner body to help me feel safe again. Because I'd done a lot of talk therapy to support me through that. I'd got my mindset right. But then I needed to come back into my inner wisdom, into my intuition, because I'd lost faith in everything in my life. What supported me was Reiki, putting my hand on my heart, hand on my solar plexus, which is all about self-confidence, power, hand down on my root chakra, which also was grounding to help me feel safe again and secure. On my throat chakra was really beautiful because that helped me with my self-expression, how to use my voice again. I also used it on my back up here, my third eye, because that was helping me connect with my intuition. Now with Reiki, just be mindful where you put your hands on your crown chakra, because you just want to keep that open to allow the energy to come through. But that was me connecting me back to something higher than me. I'd lost sight of it. I was truly in my body, pain body. And this is what Eckhart Tolle talks about, or how I interpret it. I needed to be in my pain body to actually heal myself physically. Then I could come back out again. So what it does, it's just when you put the hands on, it's very soothing. You know, I was thinking about it, you know, when you're a child, and even I love it as adults, you hurt yourself. You nothing want more is to like to feel hugged by a parent or by someone who's with you. You know, you put your hand on. It's just so soothing when someone puts their hand on you, whether you've hurt yourself or you're going through a sadness or feeling distressed. It's really just lovely having someone's just hand just go, ah, and just feel yourself. You don't feel alone. You feel supported. You feel loved. You feel held, because that's what Reiki does. It actually holds you in that space. As I said, it can do no harm. So I've actually had people ask me, can it do harm? No, it can't, because it has its own innate wisdom. So I know, I'll give you an example. Someone and I were talking, I was being Reiki'd because we were driving and we're doing long distance, and I just needed some energy to support me in that. And the person I was with, we were talking negatively about someone else. Yes, you know, I can still do that. You know, sometimes I think I shouldn't be that. You know, I judge myself for that. But, you know, we are all humans, even though I'd love to think I live in this beautiful spiritual world, which I do. And it's about the balance again. And what we found interesting was, as we were talking away, the energy switched off. Didn't like it. I thought that was really interesting. So when you learn and have your attunements done, particularly for Reiki 2, and you do long distance, you need to ask someone's permission. Now, it can be permission through the Reiki symbols, and you will know there's an innate wisdom. The energy just won't be there. Now, even if you want to go override that and use your, intuition, ego, and say, I am actually going to send this, I'm a true believer that the energy won't go there anyhow. Because energy, it respects, it honors, there's a purity around it. It can only support you in good, love, and healing. Now, lastly, before I end this, I also want to say, to become a practitioner, now in the original days, again, you had to really go through a process. And I actually believe in the Reiki 1 and 2 not being so close together, because it's about learning to honor the energy, to experience the energy. And you see, often we don't think we have that energy within us. We do. So what I'd like you to do now is just sit with me. Just put your hands together. Now, you may not feel anything, so just start, because it's practice. It's like building that muscle. Start feeling, what do you feel there? Is it warmth? Is it cold? Is there tingling? Just allow your hands to be there. Then slowly what you're going to do is just open your hands and then just start moving them and get a feel. Now again, this will take time, so it might not happen straight away. And then you just start going, oh wow, I can feel that more and more. Wow, more and more. And the more you work with energy, which way you do it, whether it be through Reiki, and then I bring in meditation, I bring in the Akashic Records. So you might like to subscribe to get more information, because I'll be talking about these lots more, is that you'll become familiar with it. Then you'll start to learn, how do you listen to your intuition? Do you hear? Do you see? Do you feel? Differs. I know for me, when I'm working with Reiki and I'm working on myself or someone else, what can happen is I can get a clear voice, I can see, or I get a sense. Now remember, sometimes it's not logical, sometimes it is, you have no idea why that's come through. So I discern how I share it with the person as well, and they might go, oh my God, that all makes sense. So again, it's about you trusting your own innate wisdom, which the Reiki then will support you. So you trust your innate wisdom, but you also trust the energy that's coming through you. Okay, so what it's teaching you here, I came back, I must come back to Reiki 1 and 2. So I leave a time. Now, see, in the old days, originally what it was, and there's so many different varieties of Reiki now, there are lots of branches that have broken away. I came down the Usui line. They said it was too expensive to do your mastership. I think at the time it was $10,000 and it went over a period, I think it even was a few years. Now, I don't fully agree with that either, but I do believe there's a time and there's an honor. The Reiki master has a lot of knowledge, wisdom to share with you. It takes time to imbue this. It's a beautiful practice. You want to be able to embody it. So for me, I will say this now, going Reiki 1, 2, 3 in a weekend, for me, I don't hold much credence to that. I don't support that, because I believe it's about honoring the energy. It's honoring the practice. It's honoring where it's come from, the lineages. So for me, that's a really important part of that. So what you learn, we have 3 simple rules. What you learn is how to look. So you become an observer around you. And that's also how meditation, I work with insight meditation. You start observing. You start going outside of yourself, your own world, because we get so caught up in ourselves, our emotions, what happenings, the dramas, the traumas, the thoughts, that we forget to be out there. There's this amazing world that we can tap into. The other thing you learn to do is you start listening. You start listening to your body, your thoughts, and those around you. And as you do, though, you become aware that your body keeps telling you things that you keep ignoring. You become aware of your thoughts. You know, what are they? Are they negative? Are they positive? Are they feelers? Are they just because? Do you create stories? You know, is this constant looping going on? So again, I love combining this with Reiki, with meditation, and I use tapping to clear all that. So that really teaches you, when I was doing my psychotherapy, they added, it's called active listening. So what you're going to learn to do is to be able to listen to someone, even yourself, without interruption, without judgment, and just simply be there with what is. Beautiful place to come to, not easy to. I know that. It's taken me a while not to jump in, not to judge. Let's face it, we're humans. We are still going to do all those things. But what you do is then you start to learn. You learn to understand who you are, which is a really powerful. You begin your own self-healing. I combine it, as I said, with the others and with therapy. I do go to therapy a lot less now. I don't need it. She's my supervisor now to support me to be able to sort clients. That might even be you. And what that does is, as you start to work on yourself, you start to learn, who am I? Why am I like this? What happened? So it starts to bring things up to clear, right? Then you can start to then have what I call a pregnant pause. And then you start looking at, how do I want to be? How do I want to feel that again? Who am I? What are my values? How do I want to think? How do I want to be? How do I want to live my life? Because what that does is it helps you unbind you from the past, helps you release from the past, things you want, as they say in the 12-step program, which I went through as an ACA, adult child, is that take what you want and leave the rest. And I love that. I no longer need to take things on board. Or if I do take things on board, I use my sacred tools. Does this belong to me? Do I want it to belong to me? What can I take? What can I leave? Let it go. Let it be. You're just constantly clearing out. Such a beautiful way to do it. Therefore, you can be supportive of others. And it creates this really beautiful, gentle energy, this love, compassion, forgiveness, joy, all those amazing words, all those amazing feelings that actually are also part of your heart chakra. I mean, how beautiful is that? As they say, as I finish, as I was said, healer, Healer, heal thyself. How beautiful is that? Support. But I am going to finish on one last thing. Lao Tzu. I really love this. Knowing others is intelligent. Knowing yourself is true wisdom. Mastering other is strength. But mastering yourself is true power. On that note, thank you for watching. Thank you for witnessing me. Subscribe to my channel if you wish and leave a comment. Anything else you'd like to know, love to hear from you. Namaste.